Hi everyone.
Hello.
We are here for the amazing book by Adrienne Young. Saint. I don't have the book in there. You're not supposed to touch it. Sinner, Savior, Saint. I couldn't find my book at the moment. I think it's upstairs somewhere.
I have my book.
Well, I just thought no one knew until you decided to put your grubby paws on it and show it was a farce.
Just show the cover. Look how beautiful that is. I really like it.
So obviously it has to be a duology. I haven't looked into it to see if it is. I'm sure you guys all know. But we had to complete the face. Like Fable. We had to complete Fable with Namesake to complete the Fable, beautiful face.
It was the other side.
What do you mean?
Fable, it was like Fable.
Yes,
it was
I don't think that matters,
first.
Does it?
I don't know. Because how are we going to complete it right there?
Oh,
you get what
maybe
I'm saying?
It is oh gosh, maybe it's not.
I really hope, you
just burst my bubble.
I know. I really hope that we do get another one of Saint and Isolde.
Or maybe we'll get Isolde. And it's about...
Well, but it was both of them.
Yeah, but maybe it'll just be Isolde, like a half picture of her.
Oh.
And it's more, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a great book. I loved being back to, it was the Stain and the Narrows.
The Narrows, yeah.
All the
Because we have the Unnamed Sea and then the Narrows, the Narrows is where Fable is based off of. That's where they
and you got to remember, okay, so we fell in love with Fable. That book was just so adventurous and fun and lighthearted.
Still love it.
It's one of my, it was one of our favorites for the 2022 book year. Sorry, I said 2022. I meant 2021 book year when we read Fable. And then Namesake, I believe, came out like 6 months later, or was it a year? I don't know. I want to say it fell into both that year, and we put both of those books up on the top of our list.
Still up there
for the year.
I just remember loving the relationship between Fable and Saint, and
yes,
Saint was. I was so interested to see what Saint was doing. I just remembered that in Fable and Namesake, like, where's Saint?
Well, and the thing is like, even though there's a relationship budding between West and Fable, there was like this beautiful aspect. The love story was almost between Fable and
her
Saint.
father. Yeah.
And everyone fell in love with her. Adrienne Young even says, if you read, in the acknowledgments at the back of the book, that Saint was her favorite character
to write.
And bringing him into this book was just something. It was a very satisfying read. It was fun to go back to how he was when he was younger, and what made him tick because Fable was a little hurt by her father, and you see that the way that he was portrayed at first and like all the hurt, which as we read Namesake, you see a different side, but you see that's not really how he is.
Yeah.
And, he has to be tough. He has to be, stern, and he has his way.
Well, he's, higher up in Fable. We see how high up he is in the industry that he's in. He's successful.
Very successful.
And in Saint, you kind of see that build up to that. With the rye, with, the gems.
He's really starting out.
He's very smart. And, you see a younger Clove. And it was a lot of fun to go back and see those characters, just a younger version of them. And I was telling her I loved every minute of this book. I thought it was so much fun, and I wish it was bigger. That's my only complaint. I just wish it was a bigger book. I
kind of hope it was going to be a duology. Now, we should have done our research as usual. We don't like to do that.
I think it will be.
And now you made me think that it might not be.
I know. I burst the bubble and then I try to blow it up again. No, I think because she did say in one of her Instagram posts, I went back. It was a post where she had Saint and then another author had something of a witch book. I can't remember what it was called. It was something about a witch. And she was promoting Saint, and I read on there, she goes, we will eventually go back to the Narrows, or this so-and-so until we get back to the Narrows. Like, she has other things too planned. So I was like, oh good, we're gonna go back to the Narrows. I hope we get more Saint and Isolde. I mean, the ending is very open-ended. We could really go back.
Because we could go into their adventure more together as a couple, as, raising a daughter. I mean, there's a lot that can be done. This is the one thing I also really liked was we got Isolde's point of view.
Yeah.
In Fable, we had Saint, we had Clove, we had Fable. We had some of the Roths, I believe, in Fable. Or was that more in the
that was the Last
the
Legacy,
spinoff,
I think.
Last Legacy? Okay.
Well, and that's the other.
Well, we had a few mentions of stuff like Holland and these familiar names are coming into this.
Zola.
But what I loved is because we never had Isolde. We knew of her. We knew what she was. We knew she was a gem sage. We knew she loved Fable. We knew that she was very happy with Saint.
Fable resembles Isolde.
Yes, and we, remember how he thought he was seeing her. He was seeing Isolde in Fable that one time on the it's just a really cute thing. Yeah. But it was nice to hear Isolde.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, it's just really cute. It was just a great book.
I do think Fable gets her determination from her father for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Isolde is determined, but you can see that fire that Fable has.
There's a little more
father.
hard edge to Fable.
Yes,
but then again, Fable had to survive for how many years on her own on an island to get food, to take care of herself. Where Isolde got on ships. I mean, she left her family, but she was always kind of figured out food. Fable had to fend for herself. So that determination, that hard, rough around the edge. I don't even think she's rough around the edges really, but she's stern and powerful. There's just that. I think that's a lot to do with that too. But yes, I agree that Saint, she's more like Saint, looks like her mother, but I think she has more of a compassion too, like her mother.
We did see some of that compassion in this book of Saint. I mean, because we really didn't. Yes. I mean, we knew he loved Fable in Fable. We knew he was protective of her. We knew he did what he did for a reason. But
he always had. And he was a very silent thinker. He always had a reason.
You see a little bit more because you're in his head. So you see a little bit more of that compassion that he has for others because you meet some new characters. And you meet the Roths. Well, Henrik Roth. There's a little bit of a surprise in that.
And if you've read The Last Legacy, you do meet the Roths in The Last Legacy. If you've read the spinoff.
Yes. And, that comes into it. So the ending, of this will, has a little bit of a surprise. So we were like,
she's done a very good job at world building in the way of maybe not in the way of families. She has so many people she can kind of piggyback on. And
it is kind of bittersweet too, in the sense of the ending of Isolde and Saint. So the last page you see that you're like, ends, it's the bittersweet, but it's
and that's what makes me think it's not a duology a little bit.
Oh, okay.
In a way.
I think it is.
I'm not going to say what I said. I'm hoping. I kind of hope it is.
I think she knows how, because she said in the post or in the end of the book,
his handsome face.
She said, I know how you guys are the ones that made me write this book. I thought of every single one of you fans because you fell in love with Saint like I did while writing it. So she said I had to write it for the fans. So I'm hoping she writes another one, Adrienne Young. If you ever come across this. Please write another one.
We're huge fans of you.
Write it a little bigger too, because I just loved it. I loved every minute. So.
Well, I mean, I guess it's fun. Some people need a quick read, and it is a quick read, but I could have went bigger too.
I don't think it's done. It ends in a part where she can keep going. I think she did that on purpose. I think she can see, maybe she did it to see how it went. Maybe not, many people were done with Fable and Namesake and they didn't want to pick up Saint, so she left it that it could be done and closed and good. Or she left it where, oh wow, people are demanding more. Now I can write more to it. I don't know. Could be something like that. Overall, I told Sarah, I really had a hard time I was going to rate it. I was really between a 4.5 and 5. And I went with a 4.5, but I said I might change it. And I did change it to 5, but I'm still teetering between 4.5 and 5. I loved it. Do not get me wrong. Excellent book. I just wanted more. But when I read Fable, I had such a... I love it almost the same, but there was just something a little more magical to me in that book. So that's why I decided to just bring it down just a little bit more
But then I don't know, because then I think about it, I'm like, no, I think I liked it just as much. It's really close. If it is, it's like a very close.
I don't like one over the other. I think they're both phenomenal, so I give them both the same. I gave them both 5s. I think, man, like that was such, I think just being in that world, back in the Fable world, I was just like so happy. And then I love Saint. So just to get Saint, I was like, I'm going to give it a 5. Yeah. It's going to be the same as Fable. I'm not comparing either one. I'm just saying they're both excellent. Read them both. They're both in that world, and I loved every minute of it. I loved Saint just as much as I loved Fable.
It was a great read for sure. But anyways, I think that's it for good old Saint. Look how handsome he is. Does he have anything in his eye? Like, it almost looks like maybe a storm. Remember, Fable had the ship, or what's on the black of his eye? I don't know.
Anyways, the Tempest Snare.
Maybe. Anyways, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel and to like the video.
And let us know what you think down below. We would love to hear from you. Do you guys know if there's going to be another one? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, you guys probably know more than us.
Any insider information there? We hope so, because we just loved it. So
anyways, that's it, you guys. And we will see you next time. Bye.